you also write poetry in
Yeah.
your among writing textbook, being a lecturer, a professor in Rizalism. Why did you venture into poetry as well?
Poetry is one of my outlets, in ventilating my emotion and ventilating the my take on the challenges of time. So if you have observed, since 2013, I uploaded some of my poems in Hello Poetry and some of my poems in my Facebook page, and I did not really intend to put it into in a formal publication. Not until one of my friends, a writer, Dr. Attorney Rolando Bernales, included two of my poems in his textbook in creative writing. So I think that's the only time my poems were seen by the public, when those two poems appeared in textbook. So for now, Mutya Publishing, students who are using the book of Mutya Publishing House, students of creative writing, they are studying my two of my poems, uh, included by Attorney Bernales in his creative writing textbook.
Now, sir,
And
can we ask you to if you have a poem there in front of you, if you can recite a poem that you have? Uh, Sir Knights, we are uh, on for a treat. Sir Jose will be reading a couple of poems from his website, Facebook page. I mean, the Pagsalo sa Tala, which is in Tagalog, obviously, and the Sol Invictus, which is in English. So, would you care to share those two poems, sir?
pagsalo sa tala, hihilingin ko pa rin sa iyo na yakapin mo ako pagtila ng ulan. At muli akong aasa na ang baghari ay tangan mo pa rin sa iyong kamay. Gaya ng krayolang hawak ng paslit, hulugway at sarikulay sa panahon ng pag-ibig at pamamaalam. Ihilingin ko pa rin sa iyo ang unang halik ng katiyakan. Sanlaksang pagluluksama ng ikay pumainan lang, aangkinin ko pa rin ang mga tala. At muli ay aawitan kita ng kundiman. Kung hindi man ay iduduyan sa kalawakan. Kung paanong sa pangako ay naging tapat. Kung bakit ikaw ang lahat. Kung bakit ikaw ay sapat. Actually, I think in every piece of poetry, I think it's better to understand the background, how was the piece was written. Those two poems were written while I was riding a jeepney. I was going to Naga City during the time, and the torrential rain forced me to think deeper. No, while the jeep was traversing the Burke Road of Camarines Sur, so it forced me to think deeper on that rainy afternoon. Actually, it means nothing except that it just bursted out of my mind and perhaps heart, bursted out of our heart. But when my friends read the poem, they attributed lots of meanings about it. I think that's the purpose of art, to shock you and to force you to give meaning to that particular uh, piece. With regard to Sol Invictus, I've just finished reading the novel of Dan Brown. The what's the title of this? His work on about the masonry, the lost symbol. I've just finished reading the lost symbol during that time, as I was a bit intrigued the masonry, and the Knights of Rizal was somehow inspired by masonry, and Rizal himself was a mason. So I was intrigued by the word sun god, Sol Invictus, and it really pricked my imagination. And at some point, I realized how powerful that image can be. But I tried to transpose that particular image to the image of a woman. So if you listen to the poem, Sol Invictus. The drizzles upon her skin akin to crystalline juice streaming down the window pane. Plain as it is, except for some stories told over a cup of coffee. We remain strangers in a strange midnight, nameless, faceless crowd of aloneness. But the stolen gaze is a thousand words, unspoken yet understood, unheard, human in solitude. So we stood in silence, for there is no better name for all there is in this moment but midnight sun. Just lend me another cup of creamer and caffeine, for I have forgotten the art of remembering, for all there is has become a poetry of your presence. The image was in a coffee shop, and there is this rain falling violently over the window pane. And as I look at the woman, and the woman was looking at me, there is this particular silence of a silent connection between us. Things that cannot be said, maybe because we were both taken already, but are somehow said out of that silence. And there's no any other name in that particular moment but Midnight Sun. You know what Midnight Sun is, no? Nations in Scandinavia experience Midnight
Alaska.
Sun in the
Now,
northern hemisphere. It's quite really poetic. Uh,
sir, I think that Sol Victus, you should change the title. The title should be "The One That Got Away."
because
I'm
there's no
kidding.
other way.
I know. I'm kidding, sir.
Yeah.
Now, sir. Again, thank you for this opportunity in sharing your talents with us, and we're looking forward to your work. And we're happy for us to be calling you Sir Knight. Thank you for sharing your talents and your intellect to the organization. Do you have any last words, sir, before we go to the KOR universe about regarding writing, researching, and understanding, and be able and how to uh, uh, to spread Rizalism to our youth for their betterment?
uh, I want to leave one word to our brother Knights. We need to hold the line, keep the fire burning. There is a list fire burning upon our hearts because we are living in a very not only challenging times but very, I think, the most perilous time we ever had in the history of our civilization. We are at the we are we are entering a millennium that is full of uncertainty, danger, and in the word of Edward Bennings, volatile, uncertain, and complex and ambiguous world. And the Knights of Rizal, I believe, as we uphold the ideas of Dr. Jose Rizal, as we try to memorialize his life, his achievements as a Filipino, as a citizen of the world, we have to understand his cosmopolitan outlook and ideas. I think we need to look upon ourselves as somebody who must be the nexus of this early part of the century and to the future generations. Our decisions, no, the life we live, we need to make it a masterpiece. Actually, we don't have a choice. The only choice that we have. We need to make our life a masterpiece, not only for ourselves, but for the future of humanity as a whole.
And of course, in your case, sir, we could use writing, expression of thoughts through poems, and uh, write in researching as a method of enriching the world and sharing the vastness of Rizal's thoughts and life and works. So again, sir, on that note, thank you so much, and Nanom Nis Moria.
An omnis Korea.